For those of you who are just joining, we're flipping through a low ink family tree notebook so you can see what the low ink pages are like if any of you are still trying to make your decision about which color you want to purchase during the color sale, which ends tomorrow night. Next, ancestor. Here we're in family photos, and then broken down into a photo family tree. Immigration records, occupation records. And we've got census information. Seriously, isn't that census spread so nice? I really like it. And then World War I and World War II draft cards for this person. He didn't have any military service, but he had both the draft cards and then death records. Ancestor profile, timeline. And then this is just a page from family records that I don't even know where this comes from. It's been passed around. And then these are both photos that I enhanced using the MyHeritage photo enhancement software. Parents and siblings. Census. Marriage records and marriage information. Children, photo, family photo. Death records, and then the obituary. Next, ancestor profile, timeline, photos, census pages. If anybody is wondering, this is bright white parents photo family tree. This is bright white 28-pound smooth paper from Hammermill. That's the paper that I use. And I use an HP printer, and I have an HP instant ink subscription, so they just send me ink automatically when I'm running low. Okay, so for this one, there were a ton of siblings in this family, all of these. So I've got the parents in the photo family tree, and then I have the siblings one by one, and some siblings I have more information for. So here's a sibling profile, and then just a blank sibling page for random things. This sibling profile, I don't have a photo of him, but he had a lot of criminal activity, so I have pages and pages of newspapers talking about all of the different times that he was arrested. He was kind of a terrible criminal. I'm not really sure why he didn't figure out that a life of crime was not working out for him. Here's another sibling and an article, sibling, and then this one has a sibling family photo tree, and the son died in service, so I included that newspaper article on this photo page. And then this is more newspaper articles about that same sibling. Another sibling profile. When in doubt, I will use a cemetery photo. And then this is, I just don't have any information for this person, and I'm not sure why. You can see, I probably need to do more work, but I really need to find a distant cousin and get some information. This ancestor was wounded in World War I, so I've got military information and some service paperwork, and then some information about him being wounded in action. I will come talk to you in a minute. Marriage records and certificate, spouse and children, and then death records and a burial receipt for a military headstone. Okay, this is a different ancestor. I don't have a photo of her, so I used screenshots of the area where she was born in Poland. Here's the timeline and some just information about about who she was living with when she passed away. A lot of her information, I believe, would have been stored in Polish records, so I'm digging to see what I can uncover. This is her husband. I don't have a photo of him either, but I've got some immigration information about his passage. Another Polish ancestor, but I have photos of this one, along with some burial information. It's hard with the Polish names because they change a lot. This is her husband, timeline, and then notes about his burial. Jumping to the other side of the family, we've got an ancestor timeline and some family photos. And then this is the parents and then the photo family tree of this ancestor, you know, with her siblings. Whereas later I have her as the parent, as the head of, well, the mother of the house. See marriage records, and then this is another photo family tree, but here she's the mother. And then this is her husband. So we've got a timeline and the photo family tree of him with his siblings. Some more family photos, census paperwork. Marriage records. And then that same spread with him as the head of the household, and death records. And then finally we have ancestors I don't have pictures of, so I used their cemetery. We've got the timeline, a state census page with the image, another one, some notes. There's a question about paternity of one of the children. Census paper, and then the photo family tree. So he was the father of that family that had lots of children, or sorry, the mother. And this is the father. Timeline. And then this photo family tree, I mean, we're getting back into, you know, these parents were born in the earlier part of the 19th century. So I do have this photo family tree with everybody's headstones, which might seem a little bit morbid, but at least it gives me something visual to attach to each name. Census paperwork, and then these state censuses again. And we're finishing up with a state census and then death records and information about the burial. So that only takes us to ancestor number 15. Those of you who are familiar with the index know that it goes up much higher than that. Even if I don't find this Polish side of my family, which I'm hoping I will, you know, I have an ancestor 131. So I'm going to definitely need to have more volumes. But for now, I wanted to put a book together because I'm taking a research trip and I needed a travel book. This book is about as stuffed as I can get it. This is a cover from Talia. I got it off of Amazon as part of the pack. And then these rings, in case you guys are wondering where the discs are from, these are Happy Planner discs. They had a sale on glitter discs. So I actually kind of like getting these cheap covers off of Amazon because I get them in color packs and then I can use the same color, you know, I buy like 3 packs and then I can use those covers for 3 volumes of the same set. I used to use the 2-inch discs, but honestly, then the books are just so heavy and thick that I've kind of gotten used to using these smaller discs and just breaking the books up into volumes. So when I move on to the next ancestor, which would be we skip a couple, so number 18, I will start in a new book because at that point we're sorry. All right, well, that's enough for me. Enjoy the color sale. We're almost done with it. And yeah, I hope you liked looking at the low ink pages.